Hi everyone. Corruption, the word we hear often, but do we know about it? Corruption is a global issue of concern for all countries. Corruption refers to dishonest or misconduct by those in power, typically involving bribery, embezzlement, or abuse of authority for personal gain. Transparency International published the Corruption Perception Index and policy updates. Corruption Perception Index reports is used to monitor the trends in accountability of the actions and power among the countries worldwide. For your information, Malaysia Corruption Perception Index in 2024 is 50, which is the same as in 2023. Malaysia has a high occurrence of corruption cases among Southeast Asia countries. Hence, the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission, known as Suruhanjaya Penjaga Rasuah Malaysia, is established on 1st January 2009 under the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission Act 2009. The mission of this organization is to investigate, reduce corruption cases, maintaining transparency and integrity in both public and private sectors nationally. The example of corruption case that occurs in Malaysia is the former Prime Minister Najib Razak case in the top right corner featured in this slide. He was convicted on charges of abuse of power, money laundering, and criminal breach of trust in the One Malaysia Development Berhad scandal reported. Former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri, the bottom left corner featured in this slide, is suspected of misappropriating government funds for personal use. The top left corner figure in this slide is the authority Zaidan Zainuddin Iham Tower because of failing to declare all his assets on. The last one at the bottom right feature in this slide is a data center corruption case. A construction director attempted to burn nearly 1 million in cash during a certain Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission raid. The Immigration Department functions to maintain the security of the border, regulate the entry of incoming tourists. The Immigration Department of Malaysia is classified under the Ministry of Home Affairs. The Immigration Department is issuing passport, travel document, visa passes, and permit to enter Malaysia. Next, the news reported that the immigration officer accepted barbers to bypass migrants through Kuala Lumpur International Airport Terminal 1 and 2, without any proper immigration legal procedure and screening. The immigration officer charges with receiving Bibles. I am Ling. This is the topic I want to present today, which is the Immigration Department migrant scandal in 2016. Before entering into Malaysia, the visitor must have a valid passport and travel documents. All passport and travel documents must be valid for 6 months or more from the date of entry into Malaysia. A migrant must have a visa before entering Malaysia. An illegal immigrant is prohibited under the Malaysia Immigration Act. Malaysia security forces are influenced by IS and its recruitment efforts. Malaysia authorities found out 160 individuals suspected of having ties to IS. Hence, this critical condition has worsened the situations. CNN World News reported that there were 19 people involved in human trafficking syndicate. According to the Anadolu Agency News, the Malaysia Immigration Department has set 15 officers and suspected 14 others because of compromising immigration system in the airports. In this incident, this officer allowed human trafficking syndicate to move illegal migrants in and out of Malaysia. 2 suspected officers were found to transport migrants to Geneva, Switzerland. Besides, Migrant Malaysia reported that 37 immigration officers manipulate travel records of foreign migrants illegally entering and leaving Malaysia. Malay Mail reported the tampering of the Malaysia immigration system done by immigration officers. Let me present about the offenses committed in the Immigration Department migrant scandal in 2016 in details. The news reported that the immigration officer who accepting the Bibles had been trafficking Sri Lanka nationals with a Malaysian passport to Geneva, Switzerland. The offense is conducted by sabotaging the Malaysian immigration system. This action was to enable manual screening by counter. All the migrants were eliminated from the computer checks and procedures. International traffickers utilize the stolen passport to regulate the movement of migrants in and out of Malaysia. Let me talk about the impacts of this immigration scandal on individuals and organizations. The bad impacts of this scandal on the individual. The immigration officer face arrest, persecution. They need to be fined, sued, compensation, claims, or imprisoned. They face job insecurity and a low reputation with a bad image. The scandal also creates toxic, inappropriate work ethic and culture among the immigration officers. The migrant visa processing, travel documents, and the application may be delayed or denied. The immigration officer who accept Bibles made the travel application and procedure to be delayed, rejected, or unfairly prioritized. The shortage of immigration officers due to the scandal slowed down the operation process of the immigration department. On the other hand, the impacts on the organization can be seen. Migrants and nations face high personal safety risks in Malaysia due to the failure to implement proper immigration check and procedure. Some terrorists will take this opportunity to attack the nation. The scandal severely damaged the credibility of public perception of the Malaysia Immigration Department worldwide. The change of employment dynamic in Malaysia, this raises the competition in job markets among nations and migrants. This phenomenon depresses the wages or salary of a job. Moreover, the scandal has an impact on the government. The government began to enforce the laws strictly, restructure the immigration department and its policy. Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission should monitor the daily operation of the immigration department strictly. Malaysia works on anti-corruption collaboration with international agencies such as Transparency International to track cross-border data. The immigration officer can be monitored and they can adhere to ethical standards. Let me talk about the lesson learned and the implementation plans after the Immigration Department migrant scandal in 2016. First lesson learned is the weak internal control of the Immigration Department. Strong law enforcement and policy implement, such as the National Action Plan in the Prevention of Human Trafficking, 2016 to 2020 was launched by the Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia in 2016. Implementation of real-time monitoring audit trails. The Immigration Department must be under the supervision of the Malaysia Anti-Corruption Commission. Second lesson learned is the vulnerability of the immigration system to illegal gain. The immigration system and technology should be upgraded to include cybersecurity safeguard, biometric verification, and automated alert for suspicious migrants and activities. Third lesson learned is the corruption happened due to the low wages and salary paid to immigration officers. Increased salary should be implemented. Anti-corruption education talks training must be given to the Immigration Department's officers. Fourth lesson learned is the syndicate networks are strongly connected with Malaysian immigration system. In a solution, the government should conduct joint investigation across all immigration departments and vet contractors. Fifth lesson learned is the scandal caused a loss of public trust among Malaysian and foreign investors. Malaysia has upgraded in the United States trafficking report in 2016 due to this scandal. The government can cooperate with the Global Agency for Anti-Corruption Law Enforcement. Last but not least, the government, the Immigration Department, and the nation must learn from this mistake. This scandal creates public awareness. Integrity, work ethic, and working environment should be practiced. In a conclusion, the Immigration Department Migrant Center in 2016 revealed the vulnerability in the national border control system, personal integrity, unchecked corruption, working ethic, and environment. This corruption case causes financial loss in the national security, public trust, reputational damage. It is important that the government, public, private sectors, and citizens work in a team. By learning from the failure and making a change, Malaysia can restore integrity and transparency. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.